Ashoka was real. He was not a myth. He was not a legend. He was an actual historical emperor who ruled most of the Indian subcontinent around 260 BCE. And his story is the most dramatic transformation in all of human history. He went from being one of the most bloodthirsty conquerors the world had ever seen to becoming a pacifist who spread Buddhism across Asia. The pivot point was a single battle that haunted him so deeply he carved his remorse into stone pillars that still stand today. Ashoka was the grandson of Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the Mauryan Empire, the largest empire in Indian history. But Ashoka was not supposed to be emperor. He had older brothers. He was the son of a lesser queen. Historical accounts suggest he literally fought his way to the throne, possibly killing several of his brothers in the process. Buddhist texts say he killed 99 of them, though that is likely exaggeration. Either way, he did not inherit power gently. Once on the throne, Ashoka was a ruthless expansionist. He waged wars across the subcontinent, absorbing kingdoms and crushing resistance. His empire stretched from modern-day Afghanistan to Bangladesh, from the Himalayas to southern India. He was the most powerful man in Asia, possibly the world. And then he attacked Kalinga. Kalinga was a prosperous kingdom on the eastern coast of India, roughly modern-day Odisha. It was the last major independent state on the subcontinent that had not submitted to Mauryan rule. Ashoka wanted it. The Kalinga War was catastrophic. Ashoka's own inscriptions, carved into rock edicts that archaeologists have found and translated, record the numbers. 100,000 people killed. 150,000 deported. Many more died from famine and disease caused by the war. These are Ashoka's own numbers. He commissioned these inscriptions. He wanted the world to know what he had done, not to boast, but to confess. The story goes that after the battle, Ashoka walked through the aftermath. He saw the rivers of blood, the fields of corpses, the women wailing over dead husbands and sons, the children wandering among the dead, looking for parents they would never find. And something broke inside him. Not cracked, broke. Completely, irreversibly shattered. His Rock Edict 13 reads, in his own words carved into stone. On conquering Kalinga, the beloved of the gods felt remorse, for when an independent country is conquered, the slaughter, death, and deportation of the people is extremely grievous. What have I done? This is a sitting emperor, at the height of his power, publicly admitting that his greatest military victory was his greatest moral failure. No emperor before or since has done this. Ashoka converted to Buddhism, but he did not just become a quiet monk. He became the most powerful patron Buddhism had ever known. He sent missionaries to Sri Lanka, Central Asia, Greece, Egypt, and Southeast Asia. He built 84,000 stupas across his empire. He established hospitals for humans and animals. He dug wells along roads. He planted trees for shade along highways. He banned animal sacrifice. He created the world's first animal welfare laws. He appointed Dharma officers, essentially ethics commissioners, to travel the empire and ensure people were being treated fairly. His edicts, carved on pillars and rocks across the subcontinent, promoted religious tolerance, nonviolence, respect for all life, and compassion as the highest governance principle. The Ashoka Chakra, the wheel on India's national flag, is his symbol. The 4 lions of the Indian national emblem are from his pillar at Sarnath. 23 centuries later, modern India still identifies itself with a man whose defining moment was the realization that violence is never the answer. Ashoka ruled for about 40 years. His empire eventually fragmented after his death, as empires do. But the Buddhism he spread reached China, Japan, Korea, Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, Indonesia. Half of Asia's spiritual landscape was shaped by one man's guilt over one battle. The Kalinga War killed 100,000 people. Ashoka's conversion may have shaped the spiritual lives of billions. The math of karma, if you believe in it, is staggering. This is not mythology. This is history you can touch. The pillars are still there, the inscriptions are still readable, and the message carved into them 2,300 years ago is the same message the world desperately needs today. War is easy. Peace is hard. But peace is the only thing worth building. Subscribe for more stories from the subcontinent that changed the world.